up, guys? It's Solaris-Orion here, and today I've got a story for you guys. It's kind of funny, or I think it's funny at least. And this gameplay you're watching here is an 11-0 on the map raid on Search and Destroy with the MP7. It should have probably been a 12-0, but the guy suicided at the end, as you'll see. Anyway, I'll jump into the story. This story is about when me and my mates were fartbombing in Surfers Paradise and I got sort of hit by a car. It wasn't that extreme, but you will find out what happened when I get into the story, which is now. So me and my mates were hanging out. It was the holidays of 2010 and I was in grade 10, and I believe it was the last day, so it would have been a Sunday. A nice Sunday. It was just a nice Sunday. We were at the beach. Then we're kind of skating around, looking for something to do. Anyway, one of us had the suggestion, as immature as it sounds, that we'd go and buy fart bombs and, you know, pull pranks on people. So we're just like, oh yeah, we have nothing better to do, so let's do that. So we go to this shop, buy a couple packs of fart bombs each, as you do when you're young and sort of immature. I still think it's quite hilarious these days, but I wouldn't actually do it. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about two stories from the fart bombings. The first one involves the toilets on Surfers Paradise Beach. And for those of you who have been there, you'll know that Surfers Paradise has toilets that are kind of like change rooms, and they have like little gaps underneath. Anyway, we see these two Japanese people go into the change rooms. They've just come up from the beach to get changed, and we decide it would be funny to chuck fart bombs under there. So, yeah, sure enough, we peg fart bombs under there, we run, and we hear screams, and the two Japanese people came out holding their nose. It was absolutely hilarious. I just told that bit just to get an idea of what we were sort of doing that day. Anyway, so later on in the day, when we have a few fart bombs left, and, you know, we've kind of gotten over it, I'm skating in this car park, and my mates are just sort of chilling there watching me because they don't really properly skate, as in they just use their skateboards as transport. So, I'm skating and I see this van. And the van has a passenger in the front seat, like, not a passenger, sorry, a driver. And the back window is slightly open, so there's a little gap. It's wound down a little. Anyway, I come up with the funny idea that I will chuck a fart bomb in there. And I don't tell my mates at this point, I just tell them to get ready to run. Now, I still can't believe I did this, and I only remembered this story today when I was cleaning out my drawers and found the leftover fart bombs from that day. Yes, I have 3-year-old fart bombs in my drawer. Anyway, so, yeah, I press down on the fart bomb, it starts expanding, I chuck it through the gap in the window, and we run off absolutely wetting ourselves laughing, because this guy's gonna get a fright, and he's gonna smell something terrible, and be trapped in his van. You know, it was a hilarious idea. So we're running, we hear the loud bang, a little yell or whatever, and we can't stop laughing. We're absolutely pissing ourselves. Anyway, about 30 seconds later, we're around the corner and I start walking up the ramp to get out of the car park, to get out of the underground car park. Anyway, so I'm walking up this ramp and all of a sudden I hear this car behind me and I'm on the left lane. So I look behind me and sure enough, it's a van. I proceed to get out of the way, so I swerve on my skateboard and hop off on the right and kind of like, you know, walk up or I was on my board and I swerved into the right lane and looked behind me. Anyway, the car did the same thing. It was sort of in the middle of a road, and I don't really know how to explain this well, but it's like it wasn't going fast. It was only going like 20 kilometers per hour or 30 or something, but it was kind of swerving into me on the right lane. And it got to the point where I've gone as far as I can into the wall, and it's been about half a meter away, and it's literally hit me in the shoulder, like hit me on my right shoulder when I was facing it, and it's basically sandwiched me against this wall. Like the car basically trapped me against the wall after it hit me. Now, at this point, the guy comes out of the car, like, he winds down his window and pokes his head out and starts yelling at me, absolutely screaming. And I go, what the fuck, why did you hit me? And then he just sort of realized that he hit a little kid with his car, and he sort of drove off. Looking back on it, it was kind of really dangerous, that situation. You know, I could have been ran over. As slow as he was going, you know, it could have crushed my foot. Could have done all kinds of shit. If something like that happened to me today, or like I witnessed that happening, I'd probably like kick the shit out of that guy, because yeah, I did throw a fart bomb, and that was kind of irresponsible, but still, that's kind of dangerous. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, just give it a like, and if you're new to my channel, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I'll have more soon. See yous.